Ladies and gentlemen, excellence is not an event, it's a habit. It's the quiet discipline of doing the small things right, day in and day out. You don't stumble upon success, you build it, one brick at a time, with intention and commitment. The difference between a successful person and an average person is found in their daily routine. What do you do with your mornings? How do you invest your afternoons? Do you end your days with purpose or regret? These are the questions that shape your destiny. Excellence doesn't require talent, it requires discipline. It's in the way you approach your work, the way you treat people, and the standards you set for yourself when no one is watching. It's about showing up, not just when you feel like it, but especially when you don't. And let me tell you something, the world rewards excellence. The marketplace doesn't pay for mediocrity, it compensates value, and your value is determined by your commitment to excellence in the little things. Your words, your habits, your attitude. So if you want to master the art of daily excellence, here's what you must do. Don't compare yourself to others, compare yourself to who you were yesterday. Every day should be a step forward. Time is your most valuable asset, and how you spend it determines your future. Invest it wisely. The best in any field didn't get there by accident. They practice, they improve, and they never stop learning. Attitude determines altitude. A strong mindset keeps you moving when challenges arise. Success isn't something you pursue, it's something you attract by becoming a person of value. You become like the people you associate with, so choose your circle wisely. Plans and ideas are worthless without execution. Discipline yourself to finish what you start. Don't blame circumstances, own your outcomes, and you'll have the power to change them. Greatness is built over time. Consistency beats intensity when it comes to lasting success. The highest form of excellence is to uplift others, serve, give, and become the kind of person people want to follow. If you want to live an extraordinary life, you must first set extraordinary standards for yourself. Not for others, just for you. The real measure of success isn't in how you compare to someone else. It's in how you compare to who you were yesterday. Growth isn't about competition, it's about progress. It's about looking in the mirror and knowing that today you did better than yesterday. That's the goal. Most people drift through life without a clear standard. They wake up, do what's convenient, accept what's given, and settle for whatever comes their way. But the ones who rise, the ones who achieve, are the ones who decide very early that average is not an option. They set a bar for themselves and refuse to go below it. Now, what does that look like in practice? It means setting expectations for how you spend your time, how you treat people, and how you handle your responsibilities. It means showing up fully engaged, fully committed, whether the world is watching or not. It's about deciding what kind of person you will be, how you will speak, how you will think, how you will respond to challenges, and then living that standard no matter what. Excellence doesn't come from big moments. It comes from small decisions. It's choosing to be on time when it would be easy to be late. It's choosing to give your best effort when no one would fault you for giving less. It's choosing to keep your word even when it's inconvenient. And it's in those choices, repeated over time, that your character is built. The key is this: your standard should not be based on what's acceptable to others. It should be based on what's acceptable to you. If you wait for someone else to set the bar, you'll always be at the mercy of the world's expectations. But when you take control, when you decide that your life will be built on a foundation of discipline, integrity, and continuous improvement, everything changes. The best part? The moment you raise your standard, life responds. Opportunities start to align, people take notice, and doors that were once closed begin to open. Why? Because the marketplace rewards value, and the world gravitates toward excellence. But here's the catch. No one can set this standard for you. It's a personal decision, one that requires courage, commitment, and consistency. So, decide today, what will your standard be? Not for someday, not when things are easier, but today. Because the future belongs to those who choose to raise the bar. Time is life's most valuable asset, yet too many people treat it as if they have an unlimited supply. They wake up without a plan, drift through the day reacting to whatever comes their way, and then wonder why they're not making progress. The truth is, if you don't take control of your time, someone else will. And if you let the world dictate your schedule, you'll always be busy but never productive. The difference between those who succeed and those who struggle isn't talent or luck, it's how they use their time. The successful understand that every day is a deposit into their future. They don't waste it on distractions, meaningless conversations, or activities that don't align with their goals. They guard their time the way a wise person guards their wealth, because once it's gone, you can't get it back. The first step to mastering time is to stop saying, "I don't have time." That's not true. You have the same 24 hours as everyone else. The question is, how are you using them? Are they spent on activities that move you forward, or are they slipping away through habits that hold you back? Because time doesn't just disappear, it gets spent. The only difference is whether it's spent wisely or wasted carelessly. You have to become intentional. Plan your days before they begin. Know what your priorities are, and don't let the urgent distract you from the important. Most people spend their time putting out fires, answering endless messages, and saying yes to things that don't serve their future. But those who take control know how to say no. They protect their time for what truly matters: growth, productivity, relationships, and rest. And let's talk about wasted time. Not just in hours spent on distractions, but in procrastination. Every time you delay action, every time you put off a decision, you're giving away your future in exchange for comfort. But comfort is expensive when it comes at the cost of progress. The key is to act quickly, decisively, and with focus, because time rewards those who respect it. And finally, remember this: time is not money. Money can be lost and regained, but time, once spent, is gone forever. So treat it with care, plan wisely, use it deliberately, because in the end, the quality of your life is determined by how well you manage the minutes, the hours, and the days. And those who master time master their destiny. Success isn't something you chase, it's something you attract by becoming more valuable. And the only way to become more valuable is to refine your skills every single day. Growth isn't automatic. Improvement doesn't happen just because time passes. You have to be intentional about getting better, sharper, and more effective in everything you do. Think about the best in any field: athletes, musicians, business leaders. They didn't wake up one day at the top of their game. They got there by committing to daily improvement, by treating their craft like a lifelong project. They didn't rely on talent alone. They developed their skills until mastery became second nature. The marketplace rewards those who refine their abilities. If you want better opportunities, don't wish for them, prepare for them. Develop your skills so well that the world can't ignore you. Whether it's your ability to communicate, to lead, to sell, or to solve problems, make it your mission to improve a little bit every day, because small improvements, compounded over time, lead to extraordinary results. Now, refining your skills doesn't mean waiting until you feel motivated. It's about discipline. It's about setting aside time to practice, to learn, to push yourself beyond where you were yesterday. It's about being honest with yourself, identifying your weaknesses and doing the work to turn them into strengths. And here's the key: consistency beats intensity. A single day of effort won't make you great, but a daily habit of improvement will. Read a little more, study a little deeper, practice until what once felt difficult becomes effortless. Opportunities don't come to those who wait, they come to those who prepare. So commit to getting better, not once in a while, not when it's convenient, but daily, because the person you become in the process will determine the life you get to live. Your attitude is the foundation of your success. It determines how you see the world, how you respond to challenges, and ultimately what you attract into your life. A positive attitude isn't just about feeling good, it's about thinking right, because how you think affects how you act, and how you act determines the results you get. Life will always present difficulties. There will be setbacks, disappointments, and moments when things don't go your way. That's not unique to you, that's life. But the difference between those who rise and those who stay stuck is how they choose to respond. A negative attitude makes every obstacle seem bigger, every challenge feel impossible. A positive attitude, on the other hand, sees problems as opportunities, failures as lessons, and hardships as temporary. Now, some people think attitude is just about reacting to circumstances, but the truth is your attitude is a choice. It's not about what happens to you, it's about how you interpret it. Two people can go through the same difficulty, yet one will use it as an excuse to give up, while the other uses it as fuel to grow stronger. The difference isn't in the situation, it's in the mindset. A strong, positive attitude doesn't mean ignoring reality. It means facing reality with the belief that you have the ability to handle it. It means refusing to let fear, doubt, or negativity take control of your thoughts. It means conditioning yourself to look for solutions instead of dwelling on problems, to see what's possible instead of what's missing. And here's the secret. The world responds to your attitude. People want to do business with, work with, and be around those who uplift, not those who complain. The person who carries themselves with confidence and optimism will always have more influence than the one who walks around defeated. Success follows those who expect it, because expectation shapes effort, and effort shapes results. The key is to guard your mind. Protect it from negativity, from doubt, from the small thinking that keeps people stuck. Surround yourself with uplifting influences. Feed your mind with empowering ideas and remind yourself daily that the right attitude isn't just a nice thing to have, it's a necessity. Because when you maintain a positive attitude, you don't just change how you see the world, you change what's possible for you in it. Growth doesn't happen by accident. You don't wake up one day wiser, stronger, or more successful just because time has passed. Growth is a choice, and it's a choice you have to make every single day. If you want to become better, if you want to achieve more, you have to be intentional about it. Because if you're not growing, you're standing still. And in a world that's constantly moving forward, standing still is the same as falling behind. Too many people wait for growth to happen naturally. They think that experience alone will make them better. But experience doesn't teach, evaluated experience does. The person who goes through life without reflection, without learning, without challenging themselves to improve, ends up repeating the same mistakes year after year. But the person who is intentional about growth, they don't just go through life, they grow through life. Being intentional means having a plan. It means knowing where you want to improve and then taking deliberate action to get there. Do you want to be a better communicator? Then study great communicators. Practice speaking, refine your words. Do you want to increase your financial knowledge? Then read, learn, and apply what you discover. Growth is not something you hope for, it's something you work for. And growth isn't always comfortable. It requires stretching, it requires stepping into the unknown, and it often requires failure. But failure isn't the enemy, stagnation is. Every time you push yourself beyond what's familiar, every time you attempt something new, you're expanding your capacity. You're becoming more. And when you become more, you can achieve more, give more, and contribute more. The key is consistency. You don't have to make giant leaps overnight. Small daily improvements lead to massive transformation over time. Read a little more today than you did yesterday. Push yourself to think differently, to try new things, to challenge old habits. Because success isn't given to those who wait for it, it's given to those who prepare for it. The question is simple. Are you committed to growth, or are you just hoping it happens? Because life rewards those who take responsibility for their development, and when you make growth a daily habit, the opportunities, the success, and the fulfillment you're looking for will find you. You become like the people you spend the most time with. It's an undeniable truth. Your mindset, your habits, even your expectations for yourself are shaped by the environment you choose. If you surround yourself with people who aim low, settle for less, and make excuses, it won't be long before you start thinking and acting the same way. But if you surround yourself with excellence, people who challenge you, inspire you, and push you to be better, you will rise to meet that standard. Excellence isn't just about skill. It's about attitude, discipline, and a commitment to continuous improvement. When you're around people who demand more from themselves, it makes you demand more from yourself. Their work ethic influences yours. Their confidence rubs off on you. Their hunger for growth fuels your own. That's the power of association. Now, this doesn't mean you should look down on others or cut people out of your life carelessly, but it does mean you have to be intentional about who you allow to influence you. Are the people around you lifting you up or pulling you down? Are they encouraging you to stretch beyond your limits, or are they reinforcing your doubts and fears? These are important questions to ask because your future is being shaped by your present environment. One of the greatest things you can do for your success is to seek out people who are ahead of you, people who think bigger, achieve more, and live with purpose. Watch how they operate, study their mindset, absorb their habits. Excellence isn't something you stumble upon, it's something you learn by being in the presence of those who practice it daily. And it's not just about being around the right people, it's also about creating an environment of excellence within yourself. Read great books, listen to great ideas, expose yourself to great minds. Fill your mind with wisdom, ambition, and possibility, because if you constantly feed yourself average, you'll settle for average. But if you feed yourself excellence, you'll start to expect it from yourself. So take a good look at your surroundings. Take a good look at the voices influencing your thoughts, the conversations shaping your perspective, and the habits you're picking up from those around you. Because the company you keep is either building you up or holding you back. And if you want to live a life of excellence, you must first surround yourself with it. Starting is easy. Finishing is what separates the successful from the rest. The world is full of people with good ideas, big dreams, and ambitious plans, but very few develop the habit of follow through. They begin with enthusiasm, but the moment it gets difficult, inconvenient, or uncomfortable, they stop. And that's why most never see their goals turn into reality. The habit of follow through is about keeping commitments, not just to others, but to yourself. It's about becoming the kind of person who does what they say they're going to do, no matter what. Because every time you start something and don't finish, you train yourself to accept mediocrity. But every time you follow through, you strengthen the discipline, confidence, and character that lead to success. Think about the projects you've started and abandoned, the workout routine you meant to stick to, the book you planned to finish, the goals you set at the beginning of the year. Now, ask yourself, what stopped you? Was it a lack of time, a loss of motivation, a moment of doubt? The truth is, it's never the circumstances. It's the commitment. When something truly matters, you find a way. When it doesn't, you find an excuse. Follow through means doing the work long after the excitement has worn off. It means sticking with a plan even when progress is slow. It means pushing past frustration, distractions, and obstacles until the job is done. It's not about perfection, it's about persistence. Because most people quit when results don't come fast enough. They stop when the effort feels too great. But those who succeed, they keep going. Discipline is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. The habit of finishing what you start builds trust in yourself. It builds credibility with others. It makes you reliable, dependable, and someone people can count on. And that kind of reputation opens doors. The world rewards those who prove they can see things through, who don't just talk about success, but take action until success is achieved. So don't just start strong, finish strong. Make follow through your personal standard. Whether it's a small task or a major goal, train yourself to complete what you begin. Because the habit of follow through is what turns good intentions into great results. Your life is a direct reflection of the choices you've made, the actions you've taken, and the habits you've built. If you want better results, there's only one place to look: in the mirror. Taking responsibility for your results means recognizing that where you are today is not because of luck, circumstances, or what someone else did or didn't do. It's because of you. And that's good news, because if you created your current reality, you have the power to change it. Too many people spend their lives blaming the economy, their upbringing, their boss, or their past for where they are. They point fingers, make excuses, and wait for conditions to improve before they take action. But here's the truth. The moment you give an excuse, you give away your power. Because as long as you believe something outside of you is controlling your success, you'll stay stuck. The people who achieve great things in life aren't the ones with perfect circumstances. They're the ones who refuse to let circumstances define them. Taking responsibility means owning your decisions, both the good ones and the bad ones. If something didn't go as planned, don't blame, don't complain, evaluate. What could you have done differently? What lesson can you take from it? How can you improve moving forward? Successful people don't waste time dwelling on what went wrong. They use every experience, good or bad, as fuel for growth. And responsibility isn't just about mistakes. It's about potential. It's about recognizing that your future is in your hands. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to do the work for you. If you want a better life, better health, better relationships, better finances, it starts with you. Not tomorrow, not when it's convenient, today. The greatest power you have is the power of choice. You can choose to work harder. You can choose to learn more. You can choose to discipline yourself, to stay consistent, to keep going when it would be easier to quit. And when you do that, when you take full ownership of your results, you move from being a victim of life to being the creator of it. Because success isn't something given, it's something earned. And those who take responsibility for their results are the ones who go out and make things happen. Success isn't built on bursts of inspiration, it's built on consistency. It's not about what you do once in a while, it's about what you do every single day. Too many people start strong but fade when the excitement wears off. They put in the effort for a few days, a few weeks, maybe even a few months, but the moment progress slows or obstacles appear, they stop. And that's why they never reach their full potential. Consistency is the great separator. It's the difference between those who dream and those who achieve. Because anyone can work hard when they feel motivated. Anyone can show up when things are easy. But the real test is whether you can stay committed when the results aren't immediate, when the process feels repetitive, when no one is watching, and when no one is cheering you on. That's where success is built. Not in the big moments, but in the small, daily disciplines. Think about it. Anything worthwhile requires consistency. If you go to the gym once, you won't see a change. But if you go every day for a year, your body transforms. If you read one book, you won't suddenly be wise. But if you read and learn every day, over time, you develop knowledge that sets you apart. The same principle applies to your business, your relationships, your finances. Everything in life, small efforts repeated over time lead to extraordinary results. The challenge is that consistency isn't always exciting. It can feel slow. It can feel routine. It can feel like you're making little progress. But here's the truth. Every action you take is either a deposit or a withdrawal from your future. Every time you show up, every time you put in the effort, you're making an investment that will pay off. And just like compounding interest, success rewards those who stay in the game long enough to reap the benefits. So don't let impatience rob you of your potential. Don't let distractions pull you off course. Set a standard for yourself, not just to start strong, but to stay strong. Do the work even when you don't feel like it. Stay committed even when progress is slow. Keep showing up, keep improving, and keep going, because those who are consistent in their efforts don't just hope for success, they create it.